Sweet, baby, sweet, baby, sweet. That's what I'm talking about, coming off a sweep for Money Making Weekend. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason Mattis with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every single day. And we're on the Friday edition here of Winning Bets. Want to wish everybody a happy weekend. What you got going on this weekend? We've got snow and ice here in Chicago, so probably be staying inside, watching sports, and making money just like we did last night. How about a nice 4-0 sweep for you guys? 2 basketball winners, 2 hockey winners. That's what we got for you. Let's go ahead and recap it. Then let's jump on into today's bets, where I've got my favorite bets from NFL Championship Conference Sunday going on. Again, went 4-0 yesterday, 2-0 in basketball. We did D'Angelo Russell under 18.5 points. Easy. He's only finished the game with 8 points right there, so good cash on our player prop. And then we did our NBA first quarter against the spread parlay. I mentioned on yesterday's show, if you see those Timberwolves at plus 2.5 to go ahead and bet it. It got to plus 2.5, so I went ahead and bet it, but I dropped it in a parlay. I did 76ers minus 0.5, so obviously need the 76ers to just win the first quarter. They blew out the Lakers in winning the first quarter. The Timberwolves, I believe it was 29-29 at the end of the first quarter, so they did what we expected. What we talked about here yesterday on the show is covering that plus 2.5, so that was an excellent cash at plus 244 doing that parlay. And then we got 2 winners from the Hockey Squirrel. Hockey Squirrel gave us 2 winners, so rounded out our nice 4-0 day. We did it over in Canadians versus Ducks, over 5.5 goals. That game ended 5-1, so with 6 goals. And then he took the Oilers on the money line. The Oilers came through in a penalty shootout, I saw. They won that shootout 2-1, I believe. I saw, so good work right there by the Hockey Squirrel, going 2-0. Added with our 2-0, that brings us to 4-0 and plus 3.47 units. Now that's even on the week, actually, right there. Now we've got 8 wins, 7 losses. We are completely even on the week after a nice, fantastic sweep. Go ahead and hit that like button, guys. If you were part of last night's 4-0 sweep, hit that like button. Feels good. Obviously, you know, just feels good. Obviously, everybody knows what's going on around here the past couple weeks. Feels good to get that nice 4-0 sweep. We'll look to carry that momentum into money-making weekend. We didn't get tripped up last night. How about our FanDuel same-game promo, TNT? Oh, how close were we with that? We were so goddamn close to hitting that same-game parlay. Remember, that was the parlay where we faded D'Angelo Russell, but then also had to throw in Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns easily went over 15-plus points. D'Angelo Russell under his point total. Obviously, we got that to cash in one of our normal plays. Under his assists, got that. Under 3.5 rebounds, he ended the game with 4 rebounds. So damn close to cash in the same game parlay. Just missed it by 1 leg and 1 rebound. So heartbreaker right there to drop that same game parlay. But speaking of FanDuel, speaking of great promos, they've got probably our favorite promo that we do on Fridays, and that's the Friday first basket. So let's go ahead and do that, and it's risk-free. Most importantly, it's risk-free. We love this free roll because it's risk-free, and that's what you got to do. The best matchup to find get us a risk-free matchup this weekend is Blazers versus Rockets. So Blazers versus Rockets is where we'll turn our attention to the FanDuel Friday first basket promo. Blazers versus Rockets. Tip-off advantage easily goes to the Blazers right here. We're talking Nurkic versus Wood. I mean, talking easy. So the way I go ahead and really determine this is I look up about the guy's last 8 or so games, see if he's just won tip-off, and then also kind of look at common opponents here between the Blazers and Rockets. Nurkic all day long will win this tip-off advantage, so we like the first bucket, obviously, then going to the Blazers. So we start looking at this Hornets defense. It's bad. It's absolutely atrocious, really, across every level. It is worse at the center position. Probably second worst is power forward position, but it doesn't matter if you look at 1 week, 2 weeks, 30 days, entire season. By far, their worst defended position is that center position. So if you look at the centers, we got Wood versus Nurkic, of course. You got Wood, he's 6'9", 214 pounds. You give me Nurkic, he's 6'11", 290. He's got 2 more inches and 70 more pounds. Give me the big guy down under the basket. Their Blazers are going to come out on the road, draw up a play for him, and just say, you know what, let's on the road, let's just throw our 70 extra pounds on Wood, get an extra 2 buckets, and let these people know we're going to win this goddamn game on the road. So that's your pick. It's Nurkic at plus 430 as the FanDuel Friday first basket promo at, plus 430. So grab Nurkic. Again, if you don't have FanDuel, tail this at your own risk. We only give these bets out when they're risk-free. Otherwise, we do not do first basket. So if you don't have FanDuel, tail this at your own risk. If you've got FanDuel, go ahead and join me. Nurkic's going to win the tip-off. They're going to set him up down the block, and he's going to get the first basket of the game. So it's Nurkic at plus 430 for the FanDuel First Basket Friday promo. Let's stay with NBA for a second. While there may be a bunch of Friday night NBA games, there is only one game that lined up in terms of the first quarter action. It's Knicks versus Bucks. It's Bucks against the spread. The season-long numbers, the Bucks are covering the spread 13-12 with a plus 2.6 point differential. The Knicks on the season are 11-10-1 with a minus 0.59 point differential. Over the last 10 days, the Bucks are 8-2 covering the first quarter spread with a plus 4.4 point differential. The Knicks are 4-6 with a minus 1.8 point differential. Unfortunately, the numbers aren't out at the sports books, but whenever they come out, I'm going to be looking to back the Bucks in that first quarter. May come in at minus 2.5. I'm hoping for minus 1.5, but it may come in at minus 2.5. Let's see what that number comes in at, but we'll be looking to back the Bucks there in that first quarter. I wish there were more games that lined up, you know. I really wish there was. Coming in with a lot of momentum, feeling good, and just the games that were going on tonight just didn't line up with the first quarter. It's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll get some action over the course of the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. I know the Cavs go on the road, so everybody knows what that means there for that cash cow. So there'll be plenty of NBA first quarter bets over the course of Saturday and Sunday. Just make sure you're following me on Twitter. It's at WinningBetsPod. It's at WinningBetsPod. All right, let's go ahead and talk some NFL in there right now. And obviously we've got Conference Championship Sunday. Got the AFC game between the Bengals and Chiefs. And then we've got the NFC game between the 49ers and Rams. Two fantastic games. Looking forward to both of these ones. I went ahead and did a teaser. I just took both underdogs and teased them up. So simple teaser right here. Bengals plus 14.5 points. 49ers plus 10.5. You can get that at minus 115. So I love getting both of these teams at double digits. Some of these cases, maybe you don't need the points. You probably won't need all the points, but it's the classic 6-point teaser. Again, it's Bengals plus 14.5 points, 49ers plus 10.5 points. You can get that teaser at minus 115 in two games that I think will be extremely close. Expecting nail biters, especially in the NFC where you got divisional foes. That one's going to be really close. And then Bengals, we saw what they did to the Chiefs a couple weeks ago, and, you know, making sure they won that AFC North. That one was at home. I know this one's in Kansas City at Arrowhead, but still expecting a really tough, close game. That Chiefs defense isn't, you know, what do we expect it? Teams can certainly score points. I think the Bengals can hang with them at plus 14.5, so that'll be that teaser. Bengals plus 14.5, 49ers plus 10.5, and minus 115. Let's go ahead and now do my favorite player prop from each game and start with the NFC, where I've already given this one out. I'm doing Jimmy Garoppolo over 222.5 passing yards at minus 114. I've watched this line, guys. It opened at 238. Watched it fall to 236. It came down to 232. It came all the way down to 222, and then it went back up on some other sports books. So before it went up on other sports books, that's when I then sent the tweet out to go ahead and grab it on FanDuel at over 222.5 passing yards. It's the same reason why we took Brady last week. Same reason why we got a cash last week with Tom Brady. I expect to get the same cash here with Jimmy Garoppolo. You don't run on this Rams defense. You just don't do it. You saw it with a good Bucs team, a Bucs team that really likes to run the ball. They were throwing the ball. Brady, again, got us a nice easy cash there and going over his passing yards total. Garoppolo's going to do the same thing, going up against the Shanahan will dial up some passes. He's got to dial up some passes. The run game has been flashy. It has certainly worked. They will use it in this playoff game. They'll use Deebo Samuel from the running back position, but they're going to have to dial up some passes to consistently beat this Rams defense. Look, it's gotten cashes earlier in the season. Loving this over 222.5 passing yards with Jimmy Garoppolo. So that'll be my favorite player prop from the NFC game. My favorite player prop from the AFC game, it's going to put a guy out of a job. Whoever set this line will be fired come Monday morning. It's Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and it's over 35.5 rushing yards at minus 114. I went ahead and made this one a 2-unit bet. I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of games, or I mean a lot of bets this weekend because there's only 2 games. I actually just fell in love with this. So this is a 2-unit bet. Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 35.5 rushing yards at minus 114 over FanDuel for 2 bets. Look, he looked like the #1 back last week up against the Bills. I mean, sure, while McKinnon got 10 carries and maybe Edwards-Helaire only got 7 carries, don't kid yourself. Clyde Edwards-Helaire looked like the #1 back. He got 60 yards on 7 carries. Absolutely outstanding right there. He had an 8.6 average versus a 2.4 average there for McKinnon. Even if you remove the 22-yard gain, he had one 22-yarder. Remove that. He still went 6 carries for 38 yards. Still better than McKinnon, and still would have also gone ahead and getting us the cash if you remove his one outburst. Although you can't really remove those because that's what Clyde Edwards-Helaire does. He's going to have that one good explosive run, generally speaking, every game. So we'll look to count on that, but we don't need that in this scenario. He still ran for 6 rushes for 38 yards and got us the cash. Again, I mentioned McKinnon had 10 carries. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 7 carries last week against the Buffalo Bills. That's going to flip. that's going to flip, folks. You're going to see Clyde Edwards-Helaire, let's say, with 10 and McKinnon with 7. Whatever it is, CEH will have more carries than McKinnon. Looked like he was more explosive back. Coming off the injury, just looked really good against the Bills. So that's what I'm expecting right there. He cashed this bet in 8 of the 11 games this season, counting regular season and postseason. He cashed in 8 of the 11. Absolutely outstanding right there. The Bengals give up 83 rushing yards per game to that running back position. Jacobs cashed in the wild card round. Both Titans running back cashed in the divisional round. I expect CEH to get over 35.5 rushing yards at -114 over FanDuel for a 2-unit bet as my favorite prop bet from the Bengals versus Chiefs game. I absolutely love that bet. Love that. I would have done Garoppolo as a 2-unit bet, but unfortunately, by the time I thought about like, oh, I should be making these 2-unit bets, it was no longer at 222.5 passing yards. Wasn't going to let that opportunity pass here on this one, though. Love him going over 35.5 rushing yards. Think we'll hit this one nice and easily. And then a 2-unit bet, love it right there. Another bet I'm going to do for Sunday is I'm going to do Bengals team total over 22.5 points at -120. Tweeted this one last night. Everything about this just feels like it's too low. It just feels like the Bengals are getting 23 points. Are you kidding me? Got 30 against them a few weeks ago in the 30s. And they're not going to do it now a few weeks later just because it's at Arrowhead. Just because it's at Arrowhead, they're not going to really do as good. They beat them. Outstanding performance. Had the Chiefs on their heels in that fourth quarter, making that comeback and winning that ball game. They're going to get 23 points. So this one just felt like good offense going up against a defense that's not really all that great. 22.5. This one really just felt like it. You got both FanDuel and Barstool already had this number at 23.5. Don't know what DraftKings doing, sitting lagging behind them, but hey, go ahead and get this over 22.5 points at -120 for that Bengals team total. And then let's go ahead and do a free roll. You guys know everybody gets free rolls, whether you use PointsBet and you earn points, or DraftKings, you earn crowns. Over at BetRivers, they just earn points. You turn those points into free bets. I got a free $5 bet, went ahead and cashed in some points. They're over there at BetRivers. Look, I can't predict that these underdogs are going to win on Sunday, but if both underdogs win on Sunday, I want to be part of those cashes. So I put a $5 free bet on both the underdogs going ahead and winning. So obviously means 49ers beating the Rams and then Bengals beating the Chiefs on Sunday. Parlay Plus pays $9.07. Again, not something I can necessarily predict. I am expecting 2 really close games, 2 games that probably come down to, you know, 1-score game, maybe even a final possession. But I can't predict 2 underdog upsets, but again, like I said, I want to be a part. I want to profit off 2 underdogs getting the upsets. I'll put a free $5 bet at plus 907. Maybe if you guys got any free bets or want to turn in any coins or points or anything, go ahead and join me. Underdog parlay at plus 907. All right, so let's recap those NFL bets for you guys. I'm going to do Bengals plus 14.5 points, 49ers plus 10.5. Drop that in a parlay at -115. Do Garoppolo over 222.5 passing yards at -114. We're going to do Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 35.5 rushing yards at -114 for a 2-unit bet. That's going to be a nice 2-unit bet right there. And we're also going to take that Bengals team total over 22.5 points at -120. And then we got a free roll there on an underdog Moneyline parlay at plus 907. The only other thing we're kind of looking for is some NBA player props tonight. Give me time. Let me keep going through some NBA player props. May tweet out some of those this afternoon. And then also look to jump on that Bucks first quarter against the spread. Look to go again and get that as they go and do battle up against the Knicks tonight. Otherwise, let's go Nurkic, NBA first quarter. Let's have ourselves a good weekend, guys. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're going to go ahead and follow me on these bets, hit that like button. Unfortunately, we don't have any soccer bets for this weekend with obviously that going on, but still plenty of football bets and plenty of basketball bets to go ahead and cash. And I want you guys to be a part of it. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.